podcast, everybody. You know who it is. Today I'm joined with my boy George here. Nice to have you, brother.
Oh yeah, nice to come. It's definitely nice to come out here and have a good
Conversation.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. I mean, let's start with your beginnings. Where'd you grow up at?
My beginnings. Well, so let me tell you where it all started.
Started with the Baba Hagen or Daddy Hagen?
They went like this.
We'll have to blink that out, folks.
No, I grew up in Killeen, Texas. I wasn't born there. I was born in Germany, but shortly after I was born, we moved to Killeen, Texas, and that's where I spent most of my years. Up until about 10 years ago, I moved up here. And yeah.
How was that growing up for you?
Well, I mean, I guess every kid has different trials and tribulations and stuff like that. So absolutely. I guess growing up, I mean, I don't know. It was hard sometimes. Sometimes it was easy. Sometimes it was fun. You know, sometimes I made more of a headache than it should have been, or you know, that kind of thing. Starting out, like when I was younger, I got into a lot of trouble. When I was 5 years old, I brought a knife to school, lighters to school.
Mm-hmm. You get caught with those things at school?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I remember being, you know, just a real turd in school, and starting when I was in kindergarten, and I had a permanent desk at the assistant principal's office, and they used to give me was funniest. They used to give me an incentive if I was good throughout the day. I'd get a piece of candy.
Oh, nice!
Yeah. It's pretty pathetic when you look back at it. Like, you know, when I look back at my childhood, I was like, damn, I could have been a little bit better of a kid. But it is what it is. You know, I can't complain now about, you know, things in the past. You just kind of learn from those things and kind of grow. You know.
Oh yeah. Especially moving on as an adult, because you know those things aren't going to carry you anywhere. Especially if you have a family, you're raising a family.
Right. Right.
Oh yeah. I mean, since I've known you, you're a hardworking dude. You know what I mean? You always have a job. You're always trying to, you know, having to put food on the table for your family, and you always do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So. For the longest time though, I wasn't like that, and it took me some years to figure my life out, and most of my adolescence and. Up until I was probably 23. I think I had Jeremiah when I was 20, or my wife had Jeremiah when I was 23.
Yeah.
And
was that a big changer for you in your life?
Yeah. Well, not up until he was born. And then we moved up here like a month after he was born. So I got away from the crap and the drugs and all the BS, you know. I kind of ran away from it, you know, and moved up here, which was great. I mean, I'm actually very, very happy that happened. My kids don't have to grow up in that kind of situation. Mm-hmm. Granted, there is drugs up here, and if they fall into the wrong crowd, they're gonna fall into the wrong crowd. But it's a lot less scary. I mean, it's a lot less than it was, you know, down there.
Yeah, being in like a bigger city. Yeah.
Yep. The town I grew up in, it has probably 120,000 people in it or something like that. So it's a big city.
Polluted with like gangs and all that shit too, right?
Yep.
Stuff like that.
Yep. I got into a lot of trouble when I was younger. Been to jail.
How was your time in jail? Was that?
It's not fun. It's not fun at all. I can tell you, I got my jaw broken in jail. Mm-hmm. I was young and dumb, and you know, I said something to the wrong person, and I didn't see it coming. But yeah, he rocked me a good one, broke my jaw, had my jaw wired shut for 28 days, mm-hmm. and you know, basically didn't eat for 28 days is basically what happened. And you know, you live and you learn, and I think that when looking back on that, like, I should never ever said anything. I should just minded my own business and not been I don't know
kind of disrespectful
in the mix and being disrespectful. You know, sometimes you learn a lot from just sitting back and being quiet and staying on the sidelines and stuff like that. So
Yeah, but when you're young, you kind of feel like you're invincible too.
right.
Sometimes. Right, checks your ass can't cash. I guess that's what they say, right?
Yep, yep. I mean, I've in the fights that I've ever been in, I've won more than I've lost. But I think that one was an eye opener when I was in jail. You mouth off to the wrong person, and it don't take but one swing to break your jaw. And then you're kind of out for a month. With no food in your stomach. You lose 20, 30 pounds, and you kind of. And then you're stuck in jail too, That's not good either,
Oh yeah, you're stuck in there with your thoughts and shit.
Right.
I remember I got booked once, and I was like, that's all I could do was like, man, this shit sucks, man. I can't imagine being like locked up for an extended period of time.
Yeah, I've spent probably a year total in all the times that I've been in and out of jail.
Yeah.
I was blessed by whatever laws that they had in Texas to not be able to go to actual prison.
Okay.
And
was that because of like age and stuff like that?
Just some silly laws, I guess. I don't know what happened or how it happened, but I can tell you that I should have went to prison. I was on probation. Shit, man, it's been so long. But I was on probation, and I think I violated my probation, and I went back to jail. And when I went back to jail, I assumed that I was going to go to state jail, which is prison.
Mm-hmm.
And for some odd reason, when I went back to court, they said, "Oh, you can do your time here." They gave me a what was called a 1244A, which means that I have a felony on my record, but I do my time in the county, and I only had to do 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And by that time, I already had 150 days, and 6 months is really 3 months, because it's 2 for 1.
Okay.
So by the time I went to court and everything, I did 150 days or something like that, and so they let me out the same day I went to court.
Okay.
Like I said, other than that, I was not a good kid, and and not a good adult, and a lot of that stuff stems from like anger or like resentment or all those things that build up.
What would that have to do with like any upbringings or anything like that?
Tell you what, when I was growing up, my mom and my dad were a part of my life. My dad was in the military, so he was gone all the time.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of my younger years, he was gone. I think he did 6-year tours. So in the times that I needed my dad to be around, he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
From what I'm saying is like from like 13 on, around that age or whatever. He his career took him away from being a part of like our lives, our daily lives.
The family unit.
Yeah, and even when he was here, when he was at home, he was working 12, 13, 14-hour days every day.
Gotcha.
So when I was growing up, Monday through Friday he was gone, but then on Saturday, we cleaned the garage all day or something like that. Like I don't know how that ever happened. Like throughout the week, the garage got dirty again. But every Saturday it was cleaning the garage, and or something like that. And like I said, no fault to them, my parents. I just think that I was a product of my environment, and I was accepted by people that weren't maybe not so great of people. And I'm not saying that they're bad people, because they're not bad people now. We got into a lot of trouble
because of the surrounding area.
Right. Yeah. And trouble follows you at wherever you go. So that's kind of how that went.
And that fucking temptation to do it,
Right.
Like
Right. Yep, I tell you what, the thing is like when you're doing something you're not supposed to, you get a dopamine rush or adrenaline rush from doing that, or you know, and then also I think like drugs. You know, when you think about like drugs and when I was deep into being a shithead.
Yeah. What was your drug of choice?
Didn't really have one. I chose all of them.
Chose all of them.
I mean, I did for a long time. I did Xanax bars, and those, you know, kind of just change who you are. You know, when you're on them, you don't remember what you did the night before.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to talk to your friends about what happened. You know, shit, you threw something through this person's window, or you know, whatever that case may be. It was always something. And then, you know, I graduated from Xanax to. I think when I was 18, I got a check for like $17,000 or something like that, and I blew that check in like 6 months doing drugs, and that was more like you know, I'm from Texas, so we sip lean down in Texas, and that was a big chunk of that money went to that. You know, I used to. It's surprising how much that I did, and I'm still here to tell a tale. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Because I should have been. My heart probably should have stopped as much as I was doing it. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
And what it is codeine and promethazine. And then, you know, after that, like I never really got into alcohol until I was probably like 20 or something like that. And then alcohol plays a little bit of a part, but not that much.
Mm-hmm.
For a long time, I suppose 3 years of my life, cocaine played a big part in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And those were my drugs for sure. I mean, there was always a little bit of weed here and stuff like that, but
yeah,
those things never made me different or you know. What sucks
not forgetting shit and stuff like that too.
Right. What sucks is like you know, when you wake up in the morning and you're trying to figure out how you're gonna get $40 for that gram.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that was my goal for the day. Or actually, you know, it was probably $50, so I could buy the gram and then buy a couple beers. You know what I mean? And then back then cigarettes were $3, so it was like. You know, right? No big deal, you know, and you know when it came to that. But when I think that's when you know you have a problem when you're waking up in the morning and you think, shit, what am I gonna do to get this next $50? You know, but yeah, that's in and of a nutshell is how I grew up in Texas is drugs. Hanging out with the wrong people. I'm not saying that they're wrong people because I still love every one of the people that I grew up with. They were the people that
ride or dies and stuff. Like
that. And you know, I learned a lot from other people. I learned a lot I learned how to make money. Probably not the most legitimate way, but definitely learned how to keep my money. You know, and that kind of thing. Like I learned a lot. From not doing the not the best, the illegal shit. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. What's up?
This break brought to you by Bud Light.
Bud Light. Oh man. Oh yeah. Shit. Hopefully they pay me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
They're not gonna pay you, buddy.
No, I'll keep wishing. So. But did a lot of those things change when you came up to Minnesota here?
Yeah. So when I moved up here, I couldn't even find weed up here when I moved up here. You know what I mean? It didn't take long, but you know, I couldn't even find weed up here. It's pretty sad. And I think that the change of scenery was a great thing for me, just to, you know, bring me back to ground level, I guess, and reevaluate my life. Because up until that point, I was just living for like that day, you know, that whatever I could do to get this or that, or you know what I mean.
Gave you a whole different perspective.
Does. Not to mention having kids. You know, I have two wonderful little boys,
handsome little guys.
Yeah, one's 10 and one's 7, and like I said, we moved up here 1 month after my oldest son was born, so. I've been up here for 10 years, and I don't regret not coming up, or I don't regret it at all. I I actually enjoy every minute up here, except for the winters. I can do without that. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. I was born here, so I still feel your pain, but I never experienced living anywhere else, though, at the same time, you know, so. Yeah, that's a tough one. Oh, man. I'm glad you're doing great for yourself, though, too, man. That's fucking awesome. Staying away from those drugs and that shit, man. That fucking ruins a lot of people, man.
It does. I mean, I can't say that it's ruined my life, or it just played a part in my life that I played a big part in my life for a lot of years.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that are on drugs don't realize what they are until they're off of them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the kind of deal that you gotta kind of look back at. Or, you know, nobody ever took videos of me doing shit while I was on drugs.
Mm-hmm.
But I wish they would have, because I probably would have self-reflected when I saw those and was like, maybe this is not a good look. You know what I mean? And that was like I said, back in the day, they probably didn't have good enough camera phones and stuff like that.
Like 3 pixels or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like I don't know, like you guys knew me too, like drinking a lot in like Boston, and like you and your brother, man. I credit you guys a lot for helping me like see my own stupidity a lot of the times, especially with my drinking, because I'd be drinking till I black out and stuff like that. Like for you, for the drugs, that was how alcohol was for me, and the drugs weren't too bad for me, right? Because I'm like, whatever. I don't care about the drugs. I care about the booze, and that's where it really kind of fucked me up. But then you were like, you know, you sat me down, Josh sat me down, giving me a fucking heart to heart and shit like that, and I appreciate you guys a lot for that. You know.
Yep. You know, it's looking back in the years. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was telling you to pull your head out of your ass, my head was in my ass. You know what I'm saying? Like I was doing the same stuff. I still drink. I still drink because it's not a problem for me. But if it's a problem for somebody and you can realize that it is a problem, then yeah, you got to cut that shit out or cut it back, or, you know, do something different.
Absolutely.
And I think you moving back to Bemidji is probably the best thing you ever could have done.
Hell yeah. 'Cause there's almost like nothing over there for me. Just people that were there just trying to influence me to have a good time, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So.
Yep. And that's another thing. That's another thing that sucks about being up here in the middle of nowhere. There's not much to do, you know what I mean? Like, either you're playing video games all night or you're going and getting drunk, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing else to do up here except for those two things, you know? And
sure.
that's the way it is, you know? And like I said, if drinking is the problem and you can realize that you had that problem, you know, then hell yeah.
Kick
you know?
that shit.
Right.
Yeah. More power to you, you know? As long as you're alive, you can always turn back and make different, you know? You don't, like you said, like you were surprised you didn't die from that stuff, but yet here you are, you know? You're here, you're strong, and you're hell of a dude, you know what I mean? So, I loved everybody in Foston, but I just didn't love Foston itself and myself inside of Foston, you know what I mean? So.
Right. Yep. I guess, and then like a different change of scenery is always good too, especially like you didn't have family or anything in Foston. Your family was here, you know. And I think that family is a big, for me anyway. Now, like this day, family's probably all I got. You know what I mean? And I consider the people that I surround myself with as family, you included, and you know, I have maybe 2 friends up here, but for sure, like the connections that you make with the people that you really like, you know what I mean? Like I would drop anything to help you out, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. You guys called me and needed it too. I'll fly out there, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Oh yeah. Remember the time I got stuck in that ditch right outside MDV? Remember that shit?
Oh, yep.
Josh came out there with the shovel. He's like, "I'm digging it for you, fucker." Thanks, man. I didn't have a shovel, so, you know. But that's also like tough love at the same time, too. So.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. I think I went to the ditch like 6 times that day. It was crazy. I don't remember that last one, but. Oh, man. Ton of bad shit, but, you know, picked up from it, learned from it, and started my family too, and
Right.
it's fucking awesome. So.
Yeah, once you start a family, you got something else to live for. You know what I mean? You got somebody else that you gotta. Not even just somebody. You got, if you got your wife or your girlfriend and your son, you got other people depending on you to do what you need to do. And if you can't do that, there's too many bad stories about how somebody couldn't, be a parent or be a good boyfriend or a good husband or, and kind of fall into that, that bad husband sometimes, I'm like, you think people, what happens is you get comfortable, and then when you get comfortable, you don't take into account their feelings and how they feel, and so when that happens, it's kind of like, I think that you gotta know that their feelings matter, and if they do, if they matter to you, and I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain.
Yeah, whether you want to work towards making that relationship work, and various things like that. So,
but what I would say is that, like, don't get comfortable making your significant other feel insignificant. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you make them feel insignificant, make them feel significant. You know what I mean? Like,
it takes more energy being negative than positive.
Well, the longer you go, the more you think it's okay not to, like, go out on a date or do something super sweet for them. You know what I'm saying? Or all that stuff. And if you don't do that stuff, then there's some resentment there. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta once you grab them, you gotta continue to do things that keeps them there. You know what I mean? Like, or keeps them happy, or even just
talking.
Exactly.
Because if you don't communicate, then you might become somebody that you're like, who the fuck are you? So.
I think too many times people take relationships for granted, and I know that for me, just by myself, that I've taken my relationship for granted, and I don't feel good about it. It's not a good feeling when you know that your significant other's not happy with what you did or what you're doing or how you're taking into account how they feel, and all that stuff.
Absolutely. What kind of steps, would you think somebody would have to take to go past that? Like, if even anything, like seeking out help or something, like counseling? Because sometimes you try to without that, but it's like there's this invisible barrier almost.
Right. I swear by not going to counseling, because I never ever want to. I never want to ask for help. And when it comes to me, I would never ever ask for help from a professional standpoint. And the reason being is because once you start asking for help, you already failed. So at that point, what do you do? I've never been the type to be like, yeah, let's go to marriage counseling or something like that. It just it's almost futile at that point. When you have to go into counseling to talk about each other's feelings, it's pretty much probably over by then.
Yeah, especially if you can't air it out with each other.
Right.
Stuff.
You got to have somebody else in the room. Hey, how do you feel? How do you feel? And then, can you guys talk to each other about it? Like,
now pretend like I'm not here. So.
Right. And I think the main thing is when you choose a life partner or somebody, what you need to choose is somebody that's always going to be there, and not just be there like physically, but be there to to listen to you and bounce things off of you, and just help you through life. You know what I mean? Like, if you're lacking in a certain area, that significant other picks up that lack. You know what I mean? And I think that's a big deal in relationships.
Absolutely. And then you know, also like them addressing that too at the same time, and you're like, oh shit.
Right. If somebody like, if your significant other is like, or tells you, hey, you're doing something messed up, you need to take heed to that and maybe change your ways a little bit or do something different. Yeah. You know, don't continue to do the same thing over and over again and expect different results, because you know that's insanity.
Yeah, you almost treat it like the sibling. You know, like, well, I don't know about you, how you guys were when you guys were growing up, but like when my brother and I were growing up, it'd be like,
my brother stabbed me when I was growing up, so you know.
Mine did too. But
I got a scar right here from stab one. So
did he use a knife or?
Yeah, he used a knife, and then I ended up getting staph infection from it.
God damn!
Son of a bitch!
Should have died for that. Josh, you bastard!
Yeah, no shit. Yeah.
Oh man.
That was in in another another one of those drug-induced deals. I was coming up, or I was waking up. If anybody's ever done Xanax, you know, you turn into a different person. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, I was waking up that morning. This is a good story. But I woke up that morning and seen his girlfriend in the house. And, you know, nobody was allowed in our house ever. Mm-hmm. And so I woke up and I saw her in the house. I was like, what the hell is she doing here? And he was like, none of your business. Blah, blah, blah. I guess he got permission from our parents to have her there, but I had no idea. So he said something, I got mad and ran after him and started punching him. I mean, he was sitting on the couch and I was just giving him that 100 punch, you know, that, you know what I mean? So he
Bruce Lee fist.
Yeah, he was just eating them, right? Anyway, he couldn't get me off of him, and he must have warned me about 10 times before he did it. And I was still just giving it to him 100%. And then as soon as he you know, poked me with the little knife, he probably went in, I don't know, maybe an inch or something like that. It didn't go very far. He didn't puncture any lungs or anything like that. And but
yeah, still pretty deep though. So.
Yeah, and it was in a certain spot too. You know, it's right in my chest too. Mm-hmm. So I was it probably didn't even go an inch, maybe a half an inch, just enough to get me off of him. Mm-hmm. But I know to this day he didn't mean to do anything to hurt me or anything like that. I think it was more just for me to get off of him. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I like I said, that day, what they call it is bar rage, and you flip a switch, and next thing you know, all you're doing is seeing red.
You can't control yourself and shit like that. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't. That sucks. Sorry. But hey, glad you were okay though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put some hair on your chest, stuff like that.
Yeah.
How old were you guys when that happened?
Must have been 17 or 18, somewhere in that area. I can't remember exactly. Yeah, it must have been 7. Well, it wouldn't have been when I was 18, because me and my brother, we got that check, and because my grandma died, and I guess she left us some money.
For when you guys turned like of age and stuff.
Yep. That's exactly how that worked out, and when we got that check, we moved in with each other into an apartment. So it would have been before I was 18. So I was probably 17 or something like that.
Okay. I see. That's what's up.
I remember having to call my dad, and called him and I said, "Hey, Josh stabbed me," and he rushes home and he says, "What the fuck are you thinking?" to my brother.
I can see your dad.
And to this day, in all honesty, I think Josh could have probably overpowered me. I mean, many a times he did. He's always been bigger and stronger, and he could have definitely done it a different way. Mm-hmm. I think I don't know what was going through his mind, and I don't want to speculate, but I know that I was whooping that ass, and he couldn't stand that shit.
He's probably too rattled to get those first couple in. I hate to admit it, my brother got me a couple times too. My little brother got me about twice. Sucker punches though, little bastard. I do got a question from a buddy here from work. He's like, Is it true that all Texans have a tattoo of Texas on them?
Absolutely. I got 2.
Yeah, he's like, it's a religion, I swear.
Oh, wait. Whoops. I got one right here.
Yeah.
With my area code, bro.
Is that like some kind of rite of passage and everybody has to get it, or what?
No, I wouldn't say it's a rite of passage or anything. I mean, in Texas, any Texan has love for their state. I mean, and an undying love for their state. I got Texas flags sitting in my house right now because I love Texas.
Right.
And I've been up here 10 years. You'll never see me get a state of Minnesota tattoo ever in my life. But I got I got a tattoo on my leg. It's the state of Texas and a longhorn on it. Mm-hmm. I think it's and I wouldn't say everybody gets them because I know some people that don't have tattoos at all, but there's undoubtedly a love for the state of Texas, and I absolutely love the state of Texas. I actually got my hometown, Killeen K, right here. You know, I just a whole bunch of stuff. Anything Texas related, I love. Longhorns,
sandy cheeks.
Yeah. Why are you bringing up that? Oh, man.
I remember I was making Josh mad one time when I was like trying to be like SpongeBob and Patrick, like, Big Dubbo, Texas. Like, you better shut the fuck up, savage. I was like, oh shit, he's gonna beat me up. Oh man. It was awesome though, man. I remember working there at that fucking MDV, which sucks, but you know, just slinging bags all day long and then getting off and just drinking, hanging out with you guys or other people, stuff like that. So
yeah, I went through. So when me moving up here, I must have. So 10 years ago, I started at like must have been $10 an hour or something at MDV, and you know it. Crazy looking back at that now because I'd never work for $10 an hour. You know what I mean? Not in this day and age. And that was 10 years ago. That's only 10 years ago. It's not that long, you know?
Oh,
yeah. But yeah, looking back at those days, it's crazy what $100 could get you 10 years ago today.
Especially in a grocery store and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Some good old steak, man.
Yeah, I always hate shopping at the local grocery store in town because it's always super expensive. I always went to Walmart. I mean, I wouldn't ever buy my meat from Walmart because Walmart's meat's pretty shit. But anything else, you know, you can, like a can of soup or a can of vegetables or whatever, you know, they're probably like
some Spam,
$1 at Walmart, and they're probably $2.50 in town. You know what I mean? So it's a no-brainer to go every 2 weeks to Walmart to get that kind of stuff.
Stock up and come back. Fuck the gas. Might as well have a date night at that time too.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah. Shit. What are you doing now for work?
Well, I just got an interview with Erskine Attachments today. They offered me a job. Of course, because I'm that great, you know.
Yeah. I think it's the bald head, man.
Yeah.
Better than a mullet.
I usually wear a hat to cover this shit up, though, you know.
That's good, man. That's good.
But yeah, I hopefully, I'm pretty sure I'll start working there. But as of this moment, I work at Crystal Sugar in Crookston. Yeah, it's a good job. It pays the bills, but you know, the drive time is crazy. Not only that, but just the gas bill too. So I was looking for something a little bit closer to the house.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I'm doing now for work, and probably in 2 weeks I'll be at Erskine Attachments.
I got you. You staying away from the bar scenes, or are you like more at home, stuff like that?
I'm usually at home all the time. I would much rather drink at home than be out and drinking and then have to drive home. You know, There ain't no Uber in Macintosh, you know what I mean? If there was, I'd be using it.
Yeah, they'd probably be drunk too, though.
Yeah.
How can I help you? You drunk too?
Right.
Oh man, better your car than mine. But stuff like that. So. Oh man, that's good though, man. How's the kids doing? They going to school and stuff like that?
Yeah, you know, they just go to school and stuff, you know, eat all my food and
freeloaders.
Yeah, that's what, you know what I call them? I call them my broke ass roommates. Is what I call them. They're great, man. Jeremiah's 10. He's in man, I don't want to mess this up, man. I think he's in the 4th grade.
4th grade?
I think so. Maybe he's in the 3rd.
You like any sports or anything yet?
No, you know, he's a big kid. He don't. I guess he likes soccer, but you know he can't really play soccer in the wintertime. You know.
I knew he liked dancing last time I seen him. Like, trying to dance. He's like, "My dad calls me a little girl." I was like, makes you happy. He's like, "Okay." Then he's looked like he was square dancing or something.
Yep. And then you know Jackson, he's 7. He's in the 2nd, and they're both doing good in school. I couldn't be more proud of them in school. You know. Jackson, my youngest, he has some sort of disability or something, and so that kind of he has like a learning disability. Mm-hmm. They would call it autism, but it's not really clinically diagnosed autism. Mm-hmm. But he has like a hard time with cognitive stuff with his fingers, mm-hmm. and trying to talk, and he don't like loud things like loud music or anything. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you know, I couldn't be more proud of them. He has a hard time getting stuff out. Yeah. And he sees a speech therapist I think twice a week or something like that, mm-hmm. to help him with the stuttering and stuff like that. So, gotcha. But yeah, other than that, you know, both of those boys, man, you know, they make me happy. They give me a reason to go to work every day and bring the groceries in so they could eat them all, you know.
Right. And freaking work out and stuff too, because you guys like working out and stuff. You always been working out.
Yeah, I you know, when it comes to fitness or working out and stuff like that, I've always I think it's a good outlet. It's a good outlet for all the negativity and all the BS that you have, you know, throughout the day. Like my ideal day is to get up and go work out and then, you know, start my day after that. Mm-hmm. But it never works out that way. But I can tell you that if you can go to the gym and you know, kill yourself for an hour or two, and that's the hardest thing you're gonna do all day. Because everything else comes easier once you go to the gym.
And break the sweat.
Right. At least that's the way I feel. Oh, yeah. Like I can tackle the day, mm-hmm. if I went to the gym and I tortured myself, you know, for an hour or two. Mm-hmm. Usually it's an hour of weights and like an hour of cardio or something like that. But
what do you do for cardio?
You know, I like to walk. Walk uphill. So I'll get on a treadmill and I'll walk uphill or something like that. You know, mm-hmm. Like on an incline of like 5 or something, and mm-hmm. speed of 4. Mm-hmm. I do some bike. I try to incorporate biking and an elliptical too, mm-hmm. in that. So.
That gets your heart rate pumping though, real good, especially those bikes when you're like pedaling like so fast. And shit.
Yep. I would ideally like one of those little Peloton bikes or something in the house, but you know,
they're little map. They're expensive.
They're $1,500, you know. So I think I'll wait on that.
Just put your foot up there when you're. We're in Cambodia today.
But yeah, I think anybody that you know, it's hard to get started in anything working out because it's hard. You know, nobody likes being sore.
Especially the first time, it's oof.
Yeah, yep. I remember I was working out with a kid. So this is last year, something like that, or the year before actually. I worked out with a guy, and I was like, hey, take it easy because we're doing legs, and you know how leg day is,
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I told him to take it easy, and he wanted to keep up with me, and I was like, you don't want to do this. Well, anyway, called in the next 2 days because he couldn't walk. And, I actually like that pain because it makes me feel accomplished. And even if I'm sore the next 2 days, because anytime I do legs and I do legs heavy. I did a light workout yesterday. I'm not sore at all, but anytime I actually go into the gym and I destroy my legs, I'm always sore the next 2 days.
Next 2 at least.
Yep.
Sometimes the second day is worse than the first day.
Oh yeah. Yep. Can't sit on a toilet.
What was that, like 5-6 years ago when I came up there? It was like we worked legs. I kept up with you as much as I could, but it was like, holy fuck. Yeah, I was fucked up, but I still made it to work though. So. I like that stuff too. So, but I guess, like you said, getting over that initial soreness. So, if any of you guys start working out and you let that discourage you, hey man, just take extra day off and go back.
Yeah, once you get in there and you get a system going, it takes a little while to get that system going to figure out what you're doing in the gym and stuff like that. I hate when I see new people in the gym and they're like, yeah, like, I mean, every January it's like this, right? They have these unreal expectations of what it takes to work out. Yeah, or build any kind of muscle. Anybody will tell you that it's 10% nutrition or it's 10% working out and then 90% nutrition. If you're eating like shit, you're not going to look good. Mm-hmm. So, and you're not going to build muscle because you're not doing it the right way. Mm-hmm. I think the hardest part is when people start out is you have to eat a gram per pound of weight you have. So let's say I'm 205 pounds. Mm-hmm. I need to have 205 grams of protein.
Right.
Whatever that is, chicken, eggs, so on and so forth. But throughout the day, in order to build muscle.
Yeah, and then you want to keep your carbohydrates down though at the same time, right?
Right. Well, carbs are okay. Good carbs. You don't want to have too many carbs.
Okay, and so what's a good carb?
Brown rice. Even just white rice. Try to stay away from like potatoes. You can have sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are good for you. But like anything white starch, you don't want to, white bread, those kind of things you want to stay away from. And I don't stay away from them that often, but I'm telling you that I did a year where I at least 6 months where I was dedicated, and that was the most muscle I've ever put on in my life, and I could see my
leanness you got too.
Right. I could see my veins growing in my arms and shit like that, and when you look at yourself, you're like, oh man, I'm doing a good job, but nobody ever thinks about that kind of stuff when it comes to working out. Everybody wants to just get results now, and it takes a long time.
Fucking years.
Yep.
Years.
Like I don't squat much anymore because I got lower back problems.
Deadlifts.
I still don't do those either.
Yeah. I haven't done them either. I got a foot injury. I've been trying to nurse, so I just do bodyweight squats nowadays.
Yep. But yeah, I like I said, for me, a good outlet for just any kind of problems that I have throughout the day equals for an outlet for me is working out, because I can go to the gym and put all my anger and frustration into those weights, and I come out feeling great, because I left all that on the table.
Yeah, it clears your fucking mind, man.
Yep.
It's fucking awesome. Oh yeah, it's a real good avenue, especially when people are like feeling negative and stuff like that. Like maybe they should just go out there and try to work out, get some of that whatever fucking frustrations built up, whatever things are running from, or just fucking if you're just being lazy, I guess, you know what I mean. Try to build that up a little bit at a time. It's not balls to the wall right away, because then that could hurt you, like you said, and discourage you and shit like that. So
yep,
shit like that.
I've been going to chiropractor, and let me tell you, man, a chiropractor. If you guys ever have lower back issues, anybody has lower back or any back issues, go to the chiropractor, because the guy can work magic. I mean, he's got the dude
plays it like a piano.
Yeah, the dude's name that I have is a chiropractor. His last name's Wiener, so I always make a joke. I got a wiener on my back, you know. But yeah, I at first I was like skeptical, like that kind of stuff, and but yeah, he definitely, like anybody that has anything back related, I think chiropractor is probably the way to go. It's the cheapest way to go. You can go to the chiropractor for like $70 a visit. That's it's out of pocket, even if you don't have any insurance or whatever.
$70 only? Yeah, ain't too bad.
No.
Oh no.
And it makes you feel better, like I said, it's made me feel better multiple times, and I was like, no, this isn't gonna work. This isn't right. This is all like snake oil. And
some guy rubbing up on me.
Right. Well, and tell you what, I couldn't the reason why I went there, I went to the hospital, and they were like, this is how the medical system works or whatever. I went there and I was like, hey, I need to do something about my back. I need an MRI or something. I can't bend over and tie my shoes. It hurts so bad. I can't. And when I used to work for a company where I had to just bend over and pick stuff up, bend over and pick stuff up, bend over and pick stuff up constantly, and run down a ramp and stuff like that. And it was hurting so bad that I couldn't do that stuff. So I went to the hospital and I was like, hey, I need something done. I need something done right now. I need some surgery or something. We got to do something. Well, they were like, well, we can't do surgery or anything until you go to physical therapy or you go see a chiropractor. I was like, all right, well, I'll go see a chiropractor. Even though I was like skeptical of what would happen. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it took them a couple weeks, or it probably took them a month or something like that. I think I went there once a week for 4 weeks, and maybe 6 weeks. But after that, after those weeks, I could bend over all the way. I could touch my toes, and that kind of stuff. So,
could you tell like right away after the first treatment?
Absolutely not. It took a couple. I think probably 2 or 3, and then once you have your back so screwed up, or if you have, like, what I have is a bulging disc, and so it touches like my sciatic or something like that, and that's what causes your pain.
Hitting those nerves.
Yep. But yeah, it didn't happen right away. It wasn't like an overnight fix, but if you just kept going, I think I probably noticed something after the second week. And a little bit more after the first, after that time. And at the end of that, like 6 weeks or whatever, he was like, you call me whenever you need an adjustment or blah, blah, blah. And, and I went back just the other day, yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I got a little adjustment yesterday.
Alleviates the hell out of your back, huh?
Yep.
Might have to go. Might have got to get a wiener on my back. I don't know.
We all know you like that.
Oh man, Minnesota. No, just kidding. But yeah. I hope you get that job though with Erskine and stuff.
Yeah, they already offered me the job. I just got to go pass a drug test, and that's on Tuesday. And
okay, I got you.
Yeah, other than that, I mean, I got the job for sure, man.
Is it going to be paying a lot better?
No, it doesn't pay. It doesn't pay more, but I have more opportunity to make more money. They have bonuses, and I think I'm only going to miss like 50 cents an hour, but I'll save that money in time spent driving to and from work, and in the gas money.
Oh yeah.
So it's not. It really isn't that big of a deal for me. It's not. It's actually a no-brainer for me to be a little bit closer to the house.
Absolutely.
That, and if I ever had like if I broke down or something like that, my car wouldn't start or something, somebody could come get me, 10 miles away as opposed to 35 miles away, so.
Hell yeah. Yeah, your brother, he still work over there?
Yep. Oh, yeah. He's a lead over there, so.
Yeah, he's been there for a grip.
I'll be working under him. Yeah, he's been there 5 or 6 years, I think.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, he might have been there a little bit longer than that.
You know what they say about big brothers being the boss, right?
That's all right. He can do it.
They're dicks.
He ain't too bad, man.
Yeah, I know. He ain't too great bad. Dude. So.
Yep.
He's never been one that would abuse his power. You know what I mean?
Right.
Unless he was flexing on you, man, hitting those bicep poses or something.
Curls for the girls.
Well, what else would he say? Curls tell you hurl or some shit like that. I can't. He said a lot of things.
Yeah, he said something about his traps to make the hoes booties clap. Ooh.
So, from a fitness standpoint, which lift did you like the most while you were doing it, or which workout I should say? It doesn't necessarily have to be a lift.
I enjoy legs, and nobody says that shit, but I enjoy working out my legs. My legs don't grow that big. I don't have whatever that is, that word, vascularity in my legs or whatever like that. Like there's not there's not a whole lot of definition in my legs. But I just love working out legs. Anything. I don't do much for squats, but I do walking lunges and stuff like that. And,
those lunges get you strong as fuck, though.
Yep. And for anybody that doesn't do legs, you need to start because you build or testosterone is released a lot more in your legs than anywhere else in the body.
Get your fucking mojo going, guys.
Yep.
The libido up.
Yep. That's one main thing, and then like if you have low T or whatever, that I don't know how that works, but I know for me that you got to have a strong base when it comes to working out, and if you don't have a strong base, nothing else is gonna look good. You don't want pencil legs and big arms. You know what I mean? Granted, my legs are a little bit smaller than I would like them to be, but I'm probably my worst critic when it comes to that kind of stuff, because I always look at my legs and be like, damn, man, I wish they'd be a little bit bigger or something like that. And, but it takes a long time to build a half an inch of size. To your legs or your arms or something like that.
Or hit a certain muscle group inside the legs or something like that.
Right.
You got like multiple heads on the calf or on your legs, right?
Yep. There's one movement that I haven't, or that I enjoy the most is push-ups. And the reason why I like push-ups is, and I just recently started liking push-ups, but it engages pretty much your whole body. You got your, when you're doing your push-ups, I mean, if you can knock out 10 sets of 20, every day, you're going to build a lot. It builds your chest, it builds your shoulders, builds your triceps, it works your lats.
You're doing fucking planks at the same time.
Yep. Your core is getting stronger, all that stuff. It's probably the most underutilized movement that anybody ever does. And I for the longest time I never did push-ups, but I won't.
Did bench press?
Yeah, I won't ever do bench press ever again now that I do push-ups.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And only because if you can do 50 push-ups, in a row, good solid clean push-ups, you could probably bench 225
easily. But, right. Well, depending on your body weight too, I suppose.
Yep.
But I like when I'd work out with the heavy weights outside. Like I'd get off work, do heavy. But instead of like working with like light weights and doing a bunch, I'd come in and just do push-ups as my continuation for that. Oh man, there's no sicker burden than some good old push-ups.
Yep, like I said, I just started doing them probably actually in the month of January, and I think
you do about 200 a series then.
So I every day I'm at work, I do like 400.
400?
Yeah, every time I go up to the top of the hill, I would get out and put my gloves on and knock out 40 push-ups or something like that, and do that all throughout the whole 12-hour shift. Every time I went up there and did that. But I actually feel the results. I mean, you can feel it in your lats, feel it in your chest, you can feel it in your shoulders, all that. Builds a long head of your triceps really good too. So
hell yeah. What's that? So, do you think for like those push-ups, it's more beneficial to like spread it out through the day as opposed to like going to the gym and just doing it in like 30 minutes or something? Something like that.
See, push-ups you can do at home, man, and you don't need the gym for push-ups at all.
Right.
once you graduate from push-ups, you probably should use the gym. You know, but yeah, I would for me, the way I've done it from when I just started, you know, in January or whatever, doing these push-ups is I would do it throughout a 12-hour shift, and then you know, I would probably do a set of 40 an hour or something like that. So you get good rest, but you can I can definitely tell the difference.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a lot of beneficial studies with that because they say you can do more because hypertrophy plays less of a factor in there, you know, tightening you up and allowing you to do more reps essentially.
Right, and it builds everything. It builds, you know, like I said, it keeps you strong in the shoulders. It keeps you tight. You know, you have to stay tight when you're doing an actual push up. I think the most problems with people doing push-ups is they turn their hands like this. You should always keep your hands straight.
Shoulders going out.
Right, because you flare your elbows out and stuff like that. But anybody doing push-ups, you should keep your hands straight when you're putting them down on the ground. Always keep them straight. And you won't have any problems with your elbows flaring because your elbows will want to stay tucked.
Yeah. That way you engage your lats
see
more.
See how that works? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if you turn your hands in, you flare. Yeah. If you keep them straight, they stay tucked.
It's the same like movement for the bench press. If you ever want to get a bigger bench press for some of you guys, you would include your lats inside of that, and you engage your triceps a lot more too. So.
Yep, exactly.
Learn that from like Mark Bell and those guys. You know, a lot of those fitness YouTubers. Strength Cartel is like a big one for me too.
Yeah, I liked Big Boy for a long time until he started doing crap and.
The last like 6 months.
Yeah, probably the last year or something like that. You know, he's definitely don't let nobody outshine him. You know, on his channel or whatever, and so I did like Big Boy. I actually got some of his must have been Dead Gain or something like that.
Oh, the pre-workout, yeah.
Yep. I didn't like it. It sucked. It was $50 a suck. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was only like 30 servings, almost $2 a serving.
Yeah. It's $50 or $60, and it was $50 or $60 worth of suck because it didn't do much. I could tell you probably like my favorites are.
I like that sour cherry one.
Okay, my favorite pre-workouts are Redcon 1 Total War.
Okay.
And then there's this other one. My brother. He's been getting.
Is it that stimulant free one?
Nope.
No.
It's got. I can't remember the damn name now, but it's a good one too. But yeah, you know like I said, my favorite was that Redcon 1 Total War. It's fairly cheap. It's probably like $1 a serving or something like that, and I actually enjoy that one probably more than any of them.
I think my favorite when I did it was that BSN stuff. I think I had you guys try it too.
Okay.
I did like that Redcon because you let me try that last time you came over, right?
Yep.
That's good stuff. Holy fuck.
Yeah, you can get that at Walmart. You know, it's actually a decent it's a decent supplement you can actually buy at Walmart, which is crazy because you know they don't ever carry good decent supplements.
Oh yeah. Your brother used to give me crap when I was like, "Yeah, I picked this C4 up at Walmart."
Yeah, C4 is crap.
Yeah.
C4 is crap.
I think that still gave me like headaches after like the first week, and so I can't go back to C4. A lot of people like it, but not me.
Right.
That and it was like it didn't seem beneficial when I worked out. You know, like some of these other ones where they give you like a sick pump and then you can like keep going and stuff like that. Yep. It was like that didn't really like. It made me feel like more bummed out, I guess, than anything. So, but everybody's different too, and I was slamming like fucking energy drinks at the same time. So
I still do that too. I mean, I drink probably way more energy drinks than I should drink. You know, they're sugar free, so I keep on telling myself it's a good thing. You know.
I've been free from energy drinks about 2 months now, but that's how I was. I was probably 6+ a day.
Right.
Telling myself, hey man, it's sugar free, or even with the fucking zero sugar pop or the diet pop, you know, shit like that. So, like I'm trying to stop fooling myself, man. Who the fuck am I kidding? You know, smack. Yeah. So, but I've turned more to like the endurance training myself lately. So I like that stuff. Running for jogging for an hour straight to 2 hours sometimes, you know. It's awesome.
Yep. I don't do any running. Screw that. It's too hard on my heart.
Right.
Too hard on the knees too, man.
Yeah, it feels like it in my ankle sometimes, especially if I'm doing like a lot more turning and stuff, turning and twisting and shit like that. So, but it's fucking awesome because I remember like even at my fittest in high school, I couldn't even run a mile straight because I was just so dumb. I just ran as fast as I could and tired myself out and shit.
I could probably do a mile, you know, it'd probably be like a 10-minute mile or something. It's something,
It's like at least you could do it, Leo, going straight. I think there's a lot of people out there that can't do a mile, you know?
Right.
But
I try to raise my heart rate as much as I can, you know. If I could use a Stairmaster, I would use a Stairmaster, but we don't have one in my gym, so.
Yeah, those things are brutal. I was like, that dude's a pussy. He was only on there for 5 minutes.
Right, you only see him walking really slow, and you're like, boy, I could do that. And you get on that damn thing, and you're like, oh, dang.
I run for 2 miles. I can't even walk for 5 minutes.
Right, yep.
That should burn your calves a lot, too, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Holy man. Because I was like, fuck, because I had a pretty high vertical when I was a kid, because we used to just run up and down our stairs at my parents' house. You skip 4 stairs at a time or some shit like that. So I thought I was pretty cool. I was like, but that doesn't go with you when you don't work out for a long period of time and shit like that. So you got to kind of almost keep up with that stuff, you know? So, hell yeah. Fuck yeah, brother. I do appreciate you stopping on. You got any shout outs or anything like that?
I just want to shout out this Bud Light can. Hey, we're looking for a sponsor for the Cloud Slayer podcast. Maybe Ice Mountain.
Some Ice Mountain. Or send me some free water at least.
No, man. I appreciate you having me out here, and I appreciate kind of what you're doing on this podcast stuff. I mean, some of this shit's kind of boring, so I kind of skip through it. But I like listening to some of this stuff. You know, when you had Matt on, I listened to that because I like Matt. Matt's a good friend. At least maybe he's not a friend, but he's definitely somebody that I've hung out with, and he's definitely pretty cool. He's a cool dude.
Funny as fuck.
Yeah, he's definitely funny, man.
Oh, yeah.
I always crack a joke because I used to go to the gym or go to work and be like, "Yo, bro, you gotta maximize those pumps."
He talks about it. He's telling me that. I had him punching the punch bag one of those times right before the podcast where Kyle showed up too, and he was out of breath all fast. He was like, I was like, you gotta get your breath. I was like, I'm a beginner, bro. Leave me alone. It was awesome.
Hell yeah.
Oh man. We do got some like ghost hunting stuff coming up, so that's gonna be pretty fun.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna find any ghosts anywhere, bro. It's all make believe, man. You need to stop. You need to stop thinking like that. There's no ghosts around here.
Might just have to throw me out there shirtless and I'll just make weird noises.
Or go out there and make snow angels.
Face down snow angels.
Oh boy, I mean, if there is some ghost or something like that, maybe there is, maybe there isn't. I don't know, but I don't believe in that crap.
Yeah.
You
just never had like any experience with them or anything.
No, I'm not buying into none of that nonsense. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I can't buy into nonsense. You can't buy into something that you can't see. Does that make sense? I can't buy into something
that you didn't see, I guess.
Right.
Some people claim to see it.
Sure. I mean, there may be something out there. I don't know, but I've never experienced anything like that.
Right.
I mean, there's always a reason for whatever noise you hear. You know what I mean? Like you hear a creak or something. It's probably because your house is fucking old or something. You know what I mean?
It's cold outside.
Yeah. That's the way I feel about it. I mean, but I'm a skeptic. You know, I've always been a skeptic on anything that's not tangible or anything you can't grab.
Right.
You know, and that's basic. That's just me, man.
Absolutely. Well, like most of my experience come when I was like a kid, so who knows if it was my imagination.
Oh, so you were in the mirror talking about Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody...
I never did that. But,
or Candyman.
I seen like shadows in the distance, and they were figures like shapes of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've done that. I've seen that too. But there's got to be an explanation for that. And the reason I think that there's an explanation for that is like maybe because your vision at nighttime, you think you saw something. Your mind does play tricks on you sometimes.
This was the middle of the day, though. My mom went to get like groceries and shit.
All right, well, whatever,
My dad
man.
was at work.
Maybe there are ghosts. I don't know. I'm just saying.
See, like the weird thing was like, because it went to the basement. We had a basement there, and I heard the door open and shut. So I went down and I was like, "Well, my dad came home. He can't even say hi." So I went to run there.
Right.
Then I opened the door and the lights were off, and I was like, "Dad, why did you turn on the lights? What the fuck?" You know, like a little kid. So I run down. I turn on the light, run down the steps. And I'm like, Dad, where you at? And all the lights were off, and I get that chill on my back like something was watching me or some shit, standing there. Ran back upstairs, went and hid under my blankets till my mom got home. I was like, fuck, man, you know. So,
well, good luck on the ghost hunt, man, bro. Go have fun. Yeah, man. Go hide underneath some blankets again.
I was bringing with me, it's like my cape.
Make sure you bring Matt, too, and tell him to bring his blankets also.
Yeah, it looked like, who's that? Charlie Brown guy with the lioness or whatever.
Oh, I don't know what that is. But anyway, thank you. Thank you for having me come,
I appreciate it. Oh, man.